That was amazing. That made it sound like he'd just been completely excluded as a kid.
Always picked last for dodgeball.
Yeah, explains a lot. I think you have to be a broken human being to work in esports. So maybe we figured out how he got here. You know,
we're all broken, and we're all broken in some way. Our own unique snowflake.
Whenever people ask that question, I get that question a lot. People ask me, say, how can you become a caster? Or how can you work in esports? And inevitably, you have to have failed in life somewhere else pretty hard, and then you can.
And it's definitely affected you over all of these years.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you get in. So just find a way to do that. And
find a way to fail.
Yeah, just definitely do that. It's Gambit and HellRaisers coming up, and it's a best of 3. I don't know. I think people are sort of frowning on this game a little bit. But I'm curious, because HellRaisers are playing well even with the stand-in. Now they've got the full lineup, and Gambit have been looking good too. I think this could be a pretty cool match. Yeah,
again, in the words of Yanko, Eastern Europe, best Europe.
I'm down with that.
I'm down with that as well. I'm very much down with that. I love Eastern Europe.
Yeah, I think it's got a poor reputation for no good reason. Every time I've been there, it's been amazing.
I would live here.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, starting on the T side, it's HellRaisers, Gambit on the CT side, and as Chad was pointing out, I think a good part of that analysis was if you just get the 5 headshots in, then you're good to go. So that's probably what they're looking for, Moses. Do you have an opinion about how they do that?
Obviously you have to aim for the head is step 1.
Right.
That's a big part of things. And if you look at the Gambit side of things, they've got some of those aimers. Hobbit. Adren's doing his best rain impression. He's just kind of rushing long A on overpass, just sun pistol around to start things off. He's already got all the information. So Mo can actually even go over towards the B bomb site, but he's just kind of being honest about underpass. Here comes the hit. No utility left on the HellRaisers side. They have smoked off the upper balcony. There's plenty of players here. One in the water. That's Hobbit. He's about to get turned on, and he hasn't found the kills. And this is where it gets dangerous and difficult, but not if everyone misses. They're not doing the headshot strategy correctly, Anders. They failed the headshot tactic.
Yeah, they tried with knives instead at the end. That was absolutely ridiculous. You thought for sure Hobbit was going to get isolated in that corner. That's very hard to stay alive, but somehow they failed every single shot. They got 1 kill on Mo, and Gambit win the pistol.
Yeah, just by, even the fact that Hobbit living that much and falling back in the little crevice, that little corner, kind of opens up the rest of HellRaisers when they swing and try and take that fight, because Dojo was far back as well with that angle to support. So that actually, that worked out quite nice for Gambit. And we're going to get that, early tactical purchase out of the HellRaisers side. They drop a Galil over, and a scout is on Woxic. Who are you taking in this? Did we do that?
We didn't, but I'm going to go with Gambit.
Okay.
I feel like I've underestimated them for far too long, so I feel like I have to give them back a little bit.
Is it the connection with the star logo?
There's the star logo as well. Do love that. No, I think they're an exciting team, and I actually think as weird as it sounds, I think it is going to be a little bit hard for HellRaisers to have Isa back in the lineup, even though he's obviously part of the sort of the core member, right? Mm-hmm. But I can't imagine that will be just like an instant plug into the team, and then they go. Woxic, though, will have already picked up Mo. That's a fantastic start, considering he had the Galil. He's got no head armor, but he took no damage from getting that kill, so they're going to be excited. I mean, if anyone could turn this in favor of HellRaisers, it probably is Woxic. He's just out of control most of the time. Angel goes down, and almost looking for one more headshot. Adren just willing to take that fight. I'm not exactly sure why. That would have been a horrible way to go.
I think it's because he has the head armor, and he's more than willing to take the risk. He can't just instantly get taken out. Mo obviously had the scout, so just misses a shot and is traded. That's why we saw Woxic not take any damage from that. If he had been tagged, likely would be dead by now, but looking like retake on the B bomb site for Gambit. Doja and Hobbit far back, so utility can be effective. Bondik hasn't thrown his yet, but now they're here. Doja waiting for the opportune moment. He's got to make sure he doesn't overextend. They're going to start entering the site, and Hobbit's going to help him out with a kill. He's just got to live, but he's not paying attention to his left. He's given up his flank.
Yeah, that's a big problem. No doubt about that. Seized is down on the low ground, Adren up on the high ground, and Spray comes in, but Ezer actually picks up the kill on Seized. Barely surviving on 13 health, leaving it up to Adren. Maybe one of the best players on this team to have left in a 1 versus 2, but with the bomb already down, he's got so much ground to cover. He's already checked all of this out, so I can probably guess where the last 2 are. And he's going to go for a bit of an early fight here against Ezer, who does take a bullet to the face. There's almost no bullets left in the gun here, and Woxic is going to be moving in. Adren right on point, but Woxic will take him down regardless. He had the inkling that he was going to get closed in upon, And eventually, HellRaisers turned around. Not bad at all.
Yeah, started with Woxic and it ends with Woxic. Just some missed kills. And the play by Doja to not just control water. I don't know why he was so panicked. He could have held that ground. He had his teammate behind him to make sure no one was jumping over or around. Just gives his backside to the opponent. And quite a backside it is.
Have I told you, Moses, about the fact that you can shoot through that box on B?
Oh, you're such a piece of...
Listen, it's valuable information, I'm just saying. Third round is...
How does nobody know about it?
I don't know. It's the thing is, the first time I lost a 1v1 to that as a professional player, I would go and check it. And I've seen people... I more than 20 times, I think I've seen, not a whole games, but rounds lost because somebody doesn't know how to shoot through that box. And nobody checks it. And that's an actual mystery.
Does it take like a really weird angle that you have to get into?
No, like the first corner you turn down at the B bomb side where you're coming out of the hallways there, the connector hallways. As soon as you're at that corner, you're there anyway. People are there watching for anyone walking out. You can shoot right through the box with a Glock or a USP. But no one does it.
All right.
It's a little bit crazy.
Well, I've indulged you enough.
Yes, yeah, far too long actually. Third round here, under a minute now. Armor and upgraded pistols, and Gambit with a really interesting... Oh no, the timing. I think that would have probably killed Dead Fox. That's a little bit odd. Like, you turn that corner and there's a weird stack going on, but
yeah,
it's a little bit unfortunate.
Not quite sure how Dead Fox then just lost that battle to a Dren, but either way, here it comes towards this B bomb site. Hobbit's here, Doja as well. They could set up a crossfire if they can. This first kill is going to be critical. They've spotted out one, smoked off, and Hobbit can't find it, neither can Mo. The opportunity was there. And Gambit's shut down. Doja and a Dren, the last two remaining, are likely not going to get a whole lot done.
No, not able to get the angle through the smoke either. And Bondik on a bit of a mission to try and see if we can find some of the exits here. Doja and Adren are already isolated, in fact. One is going to make a run. It seems like Doja's been committed to this one. Can't really escape in an easy way. That's a good kill, though. It would be great if he could save the AK-47, although it seems unlikely. Iza's going to go and look for him. He doesn't have any grenades, otherwise that would be a quick one. Doja just backing all the way off. Oh, that's a shame. He gets the instant headshot. Doja doing a pretty good job. At least they make it expensive, I suppose.
Yeah, but they're going to have to sit this next round out, so a chance for HellRaisers to buy up some SMGs, get the bonus money, and recoup some of those losses. The tough part is that they did lose that AK-47, so that's kind of the biggest one they took, is that they don't get to recover that. MAC-10 is going to come out on Issa. Issa or Issa?
I don't know. I would say Isa, but
okay.
I don't know. Someone tweet at us, and we'll correct it later on if we failed. I feel like, yeah, we try and do our best with names, but it's obviously not always easy.
No, especially for Americans. I'm not as exposed to the different dialects around the world.
Well, if it was up to you, Moses, everyone would just be talking American, right? So
talking American.
Yeah. You don't even accept the idea that it's not really your language, you know? Just
I mean, I have one of the, yeah.
It's hard to defend that one, isn't it?
It is a little difficult.
Angel, who is understandably worried that someone might be on the other side. If he jumps out, there's going to be 3 people waiting for him. Could boost up. That's absolutely possible to look into the little window, but if he's already waiting on the other side, you have to assume that's not going to work out all that well. Molotov flashbang. Still not really doing anything with it. It seems like they kind of want to gravitate towards this side. Oh, that's great right now for Gambit. They're absolutely loving this. Picks up the MAC-10, closes the door, and the bomb is going to make its way to the other side. Now, sees this up on that bomb site, but he only has a USP, so he needs to buy time, I think, just stay alive.
And Bondik's so far away. There's actually a chance here. If Gambit can pick these guys apart. Good dink from C's. Oh, that adjustment from Dead Fox might have just saved the round. If he goes down there, it's very, very difficult. But Mo and Hobbit still here. There's the USP. A drive-by from Mo, and the MAC-10's about to get involved. Dead Fox has 14 health and has to wait for Bondik. 25 seconds left on the clock, and HellRaisers in a really tough spot.
Absolutely. 20 seconds. Got to make something happen. Bondik moving in. Looks like he had the angle. Going to be taking down Mo. And now Hobbit, the last one left. Oh, running and shooting with the MAC-10. I don't even know how that works out. But now 1 bullet away from death here is Dead Fox, and he's going to be going down. So an absolute shocking round here. HellRaisers up against no armor and just pistols, and they still managed to lose the round somehow. Some pretty ridiculous shots coming out. That was... We have to go back to it. That that continuation of the one taps from Dead Fox was incredibly sexy. Like that was I really like seeing that.
It was really nice the transfer he had because the round could have just been lost right there. This was great though. Nice crossfire setup from Doja and Hobbit, and obviously shutting the door afterwards. But that's like a shout out to Vega Squadron. Shout out to his boy Chopper with the Mac 10s and.
Could have been jumping, admittedly. I mean, I would have liked to have seen that.
I mean, he'd get the silver medal, not the gold medal.
Yeah, exactly. Reserve that for people jumping and shooting.
This is something that I think we're going to see HellRaisers. I noticed it yesterday at Cobble. Their T-sides have been like a lot of 4-1s, and I think that was just too slow. They fell into that trap of kind of in an anti-eco, anti-force spy, just being way too far apart. Outside of those two players at door, and admittedly they both got killed anyway, everyone was kind of on their own at a certain point, so that you couldn't really ever take advantage of any of the stacks and the fact that you can kind of push where Gambit is not located. And then just eventually it just ran out of players. Obviously, Hobbit had to have a great round. But they still have some money to buy. They still have 3 AK-47s, AWPs on Woxic.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is a great shot. Bondic just straight up entering, and they're going to follow it up. There's only one player here. It's Hobbit. He can't do anything.
He's with a great follow-up, taking down 2, and the rest should be saving. Not really much of a point in trying to fight this. Mo and Adren already on the retreat, which is perfectly understandable. Weird. I mean, that's your job, holding the barrels. It's just holding that sewer entrance or the monster exit, I suppose, and didn't really work out. So that's a real shame. Could have definitely been better. Now they just need to save the guns as much as they possibly can. They're really boxed in though. One good shot there, Dead Fox. Not going to be doing anything with the Mac 10.
They're safe from here. Everyone's already back towards T-spawn. But yeah, that's very simple. That's just Bondic entering. Yeah, and it is kind of one of those things that Toxic Barrels fight is super tricky as the defender because it's one of those angles where you can always kind of predict it, right? There's not a whole lot of different, like the barrel area that you're exposed to is actually pretty small, so you can pre-aim that as a terrorist kind of entering through there, which is why there's always kind of emphasis on having that choke point smoked up so no one just feels comfortable just strolling through it. Because you want to make them respect the fact that someone could be, to the right side of the tunnel, far back, at different angles. But great shot from Bondic.
I feel like there are so many ways to lose that fight anyway. Like, if it just gets Molotoved at the wrong time, I'm really not 100% of the barrel proposition anyway. Ease up with a great opening. They do get one return, and Hobbit, he was ready for it, but he double-checked, and that was a problem. Doja with the long-range pistol, somehow taking down Isa, and it looks like the gap in the smoke here. Seized should get this kill, walking right through. A little bit of jump coming through from Dead Fox, but he's still going to be going down. Woxic will take down Doja, leaving it in a 2-on-2, and the bomb is only just down. That means Gambit can go for this retake, and they definitely should. Right on the edge of being forced to eco anyway there. Seized with a kill on Angel. And now it's on Woxic. Sneaking close to the smoke, inside of the smoke with the AWP. Think of the risk. Absolutely massive. Tapping the bomb once. He no-scopes it, but sees this right there for the triple. Picking up the defuse kit, and is going to be able to win the round. That is incredibly close, but Gambit is going to pull through.
Yeah, but this is a lot of losses they've sustained in the past 2 rounds, and C's the only one surviving. Low on money. This is going to be a buy coming out for HellRaisers. And again, these past 2 rounds has just been keep it simple. That wasn't really a full-blown rush. That was just very fast-paced towards that B site. Really nice play from Seized over towards Sandbags to be able to kind of hold things down.
I'm a little bit happy if Seized is going to be having a good game. I feel like he's just had a turbulent time,
He's had a rough couple months.
It really has been, and obviously that's like a spiral you can get into, right? People criticize you on social media, message you on Reddit, and tell you to go away, stuff like that. It gets to you for a while,
Yeah, all those bastards telling us to go away.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm one of them. I'm in your DMs almost every day.
Yeah, go away. It can be, and it's always tough, especially when you're like bouncing between different teams in different roles. Like I always thought he got really his career kind of has got just sideswiped, hasn't it?
Yeah,
with being forced into in-game leading, and he's never really recovered from his time spent in that role. The biggest explanation I have is that it is just a massive loss of confidence. All the confidence has been sucked away because he hasn't looked like he's comfortable as a player in some time, even when he's given up those reins. So there is some mental impact going on, and
he just got spammed down
to 17 HP.
Yeah, from the most absurd angle. I mean, That means...
That should make you proud, Anders.
Oh, I'm very proud. That means... Was it Seized, I think, on the other side? Or maybe it was Dren. One of them has actually learned that angle to hit the entrance or the exit for Sewer.
That's great.
That's really great. Yeah, I'm super excited about that. Woxic's obviously incredibly pissed.
Yeah, he's going to be frustrated. Nice thing for HellRaisers at the moment is they've gone away from B. They're heading towards A. That's a great shot from Woxic. Finds Mo, and Mo is the only defender here at A. Sees is rotated over. Almost gets his head taken off. So Angel has information of where he is. That's now three players, excuse me, that Gambit know is at this A bomb site. So the rotation is in, but Sees is going to have to do a really nice job at this site. Forced out by a nade, and he had no one to protect from long A. So the bomb site is lost. It's a dangerous weapon switch, and he's spotted out a Dren. He's going to stick with the op, and the no-scope comes out for him as well. Dren is down, and it's Doja and Hobbit with UMPs coming through, going to try and stop the plant, but he can't find the angle. Bomb is going to go down. 2 on 4. Stopping
the plant would have been huge. There was only like 17 seconds, so if that bomb suddenly is on the floor, that gets a little bit interesting. Doja with one good tab and another one to follow up on Bondic, but Hobbit is still in the 1 versus 2 with very low HP, and Isa will take care of him. Really, really good job for HellRaisers. Ooh. Yeah, no, that's absolutely called for.
That was a great high five.
Yeah, maybe the best we've seen all year. 4-3. Keep it together, Moses. Stay strong. I'm actually a little bit overwhelmed by how good HellRaisers are in the beginning of this game.
Yeah,
this is much better than I was expecting.
Yeah, me too. Because I said it yesterday during the, or maybe not yesterday, maybe it was 2 days ago, during their Cobble game, that I really didn't like the T-side they were putting together on that map. I thought it was super kind of awkward to watch, even though it was decently effective as well. But I wasn't the biggest fan of the style that they brought out here. This is quite nice because they have had a couple of those spreader runs, but it seems like ever since they lost that kind of that anti-eco, where they've just said, all right, let's stop spreading out so much. Let's stay grouped up. There's a mistake there. No one close enough to trade that off. Angel's going to wrap around behind him and recover the situation. Bondic also gets one towards stairs. But everything since that round they lost has been very simple. It's been, go through Monster, try and get the entry, hit the B bomb site out on timing.
Yep.
And this is investment into this round from the guys from Gambit. They have no money left behind this.
Yeah, and trying to probably come up with a bit of an uppercut just to sort of say, we can turn it around early, then we've got the money back. But obviously that has not worked out in any way. Doja waiting for death, inviting it in fact. And he's going to be going down to Isa. So that's another round. 5-3 in favor of HellRaisers. An absolutely brilliant start, I must say. Closing out the economy once again here on Gambit while their own is slowly building. Isa, who was just returned to the team after replacing HS, who was always standing. 11-1-5 as a scoreline.
Yeah,
what an amazing job.
Yeah, he had to have been so frustrated watching from home while his visa process was going through, and it's very, very cool to see it get decided and then fly him in just in 1 day.
Maybe he's got like a different personality as well, but I would be worried because HS is a very good player, right? So what if you come in and you just massively underperform everyone? It's like, man, they should just keep playing with HS at that point, right? I mean, maybe, but this kind of start is going to, probably just close out all those thoughts. So that's great.
I don't think you think about that as a player, to be honest.
not.
Yeah, I think that would be, especially maybe like later on in your career, perhaps. But I think as Issa, as his career is just like starting, I don't think that's kind of a thought. Nice pop flash peek stack. This could do wonders, but it's not.
Bondic actually lined up that triple. They must have all. If we watch that replay from Bondic's point of view, they're all going to walk in front of him in one long line. Yeah, that was a great pop flash, though. Really, really good stuff.
Landed like 2 people. I mean, if there weren't 4 players out there for HellRaisers, then like that could have been a way bigger for the defense.
Yeah, more or less all of them lined up. That was really good stuff. The first team that I ever saw play this kind of style on Overpass was SK, the Brazilians. When like Fallen has a lot of these strats on different maps where they'll have one with a flash, 4 popping out. Yeah. I always love it. I always think it's really cool.
I feel like that's like a 1.6 kind of mentality and style that came out.
Yeah, it could be. Could be going that far back.
Because you had to do that in 1.6 just because...
Yeah, the pistols were so much worse.
Yeah, you couldn't do anything with pistols. Like, it was... Winning an eco in 1.6 was like once out of every like 20 rounds or something like that. Something mental.
Yeah. Some would say we've hit too far to the other side, Moses, but it's a discussion for another time.
That is a discussion for another time. That's a... Yeah.
So a discussion that's been going on for like 5 years. Woxic will take down Adren, which is an awful way to get started here for Gambit. Finally, they're able to buy it. It's not even that much of a great buy, considering they just don't really have the grenades. Creeping in is seized, but Angel wins that fight. Immediate headshot. 5. I mean, now you have to gamble. I feel like 3 versus 5. You can't really afford to lose this round, and Hobbit somehow gets caught. I'm not even sure. Was he about to turn around for a flashbang or something?
I don't know. He was like looking into the wall. I'm not quite sure what happened. And everyone from Gambit is just straight up losing fights.
He was, I mean, Mo was swapping guns as he was checking that angle. This is madness.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Gambit at the moment is the most focused. A lot of players just kind of dropping like flies all across the map. And you can see from the top high five of 2018 how much this is meaning to HellRaisers, this kind of success. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
The legend of Angel as an in-game leader grows.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Those you're gonna have to try and save the gun, obviously, and it won't even be successful. Yeah, they're really, really on it.
Is that Issa right there?
Yeah.
He's a really good high
No,
fiver.
that's
no,
not. Is it?
I don't know.
The angle is too. I would be able to compare it. I think that's. Well, someone is going to criticize for that. We should know, but
yeah, probably.
It's because the camera is so high up. Yeah, it is. I'm sorry, it is.
I knew it.
I could tell by the hairstyle in comparison with Woxic. So you were absolutely right, Moses.
He's
you
a
got it
very,
dead on.
very good high five. You know the key to a good high five, Anders, is you look at the other person's elbow when you do it.
You can also just. I mean, how poor does your hand-to-eye coordination have? You can't high five another human being, Moses.
All right, I'm just telling you, if you've never done it in that fashion, you're going to be amazed with how much improvement you see in your high fives moving forward into life.
Well, I'll keep an eye on that. I'll try it.
Yeah,
we had a game when I was in like elementary school where the goal was whenever you high five somebody else, both people had to try and do it as hard as you could. So your palm would just be red and it would be painful.
So you're trying to hurt other people.
Yeah, but the goal is. It hurts the other guy more, you know. So
to establish your dominance.
Yeah, that was it.
Well, timeout ends. It's another eco, another partial buy. You can see some deagles out. Adren's got an advanced position, but Hobbit's already fallen. That makes Adren even more isolated over at Fountain. Dead Fox is the only one here.
Whoa, that's such a beautiful shot. I'm not sure it's going to change the round at all, but that was. You just love seeing that, don't you?
You do. I mean, I personally don't. I was always a victim of the 1-deags, so I don't like that. Mo with a chance to salvage that AWP, but gets taken. Now they know where Adren is. Save the AK-47, keep it alive. Do everything you can to get this economy under control. It's going to be nice for Gambit, though, no matter what. Even if he goes for it, they have the full losing bonus, so everyone's going to be able to buy whatever they want into the next round, which is, I guess, the one silver lining. So a decent chance moving forward for Gambit to try and recover from this, because 8 rounds already on the T side of overpass, and there's only 3 remaining.
Moses, right to the right of where Adren is standing right now. There's the stairwell.
Mm-hmm.
And if let's say he just strafed right now.
Okay.
Right on top of him, you can boost up and stand for no reason at all. But you can look into the bomb site from that position.
Okay, you're talking about like right here?
Like right to his back rear. Literally is the back behind him right now. You could boost up there. I'm just saying.
All right.
Gotta know these things.
Yeah.
It is a really impressive start for HellRaisers. They're playing a really good game. And Gambit, you're absolutely right. They seem out of it. They seem like they've not quite woken up. Maybe they didn't huddle for long enough.
That's probably what it is. Yeah, a lot of cash on the HellRaiser side. I'm just going to say this right now. I don't necessarily agree with this switch, because you can see HellRaisers, they've gone into a double-op setup on the T side. So they have one on Angel, one on Woxic. And they've had so much success like in the one-op style that they've been bringing out that I don't see the purpose for the switch. But we'll see what Angel has in mind. I guess don't criticize them too much because they're having so much success.
Yeah, you want to spend that money. But it could be a problem. It definitely has to change the sort of the dynamic style. They've having a really good fast rounds, right?
It's gonna slow things down, which is one, and then two, if they don't find picks with those AWPs, like you have the one less player who can really do any kind of an entry role. So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of handle that moving forward, especially because they've done such a good job of picking Gambit off throughout a lot of this half. That Gambit is just like, look how passive they're playing. They're like, all right, guys, seriously, no more dying, no more pushing. Everyone sit back.
Slowly checking out all of Connector, which is always a good idea. Don't want anyone hiding in there. They're having a little bit of conversation there. C's looking straight into the wall on the A side of the wall there. You can also shoot through that wall, Moses. And inside the B-bomb site, we've got 3 people waiting. A little bit of a spam coming through from Seized.
And look at how much utility Gambit's actually held on to because they're sitting so far back.
Oh
There's
my God.
a pick. Is that through? That's through the wall.
Gotta be fucking kidding me, Moses. That is ridiculous. How do you live through something like that? You're just strolling around inside the bomb site.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Well, there's still a chance. Molotovs are going to be out as they try and get in. Wall of smoke set up. There's some spam coming through. Damage being dealt. Hobbit's going to hold on to things on top of the bomb site. Issa now, this is his time to shine. He was flown in for a reason. He gets shut down here. Angel with the op. And you can just see everything's collapsing from here. Woxic even transferring over to the AK-47. They would love to get 1 or 2 more kills and not able to convert onto Hobbit. 3 kills for him. He was huge in holding that off.
They just literally used all of their fortune in that round on that one shot on Seized. They just put everything into it.
Yeah.
The iron cannon from space just nuking him out to the bomb site.
GoldenEye?
Yeah, exactly. It's good stuff. 8-4 and moving into the 13th round. So, that, I mean, considering the setup for that push, you would have thought it worked a little bit better. But Gambit get their defense under control. And that's a good way of it. They need to get back into this game right now. Like, they need to win the rest of the rounds pretty much.
It was pretty much the disaster of double op into Gambit playing that passive style that saved all their utility. That's a great nade, a great timing on that. Dead Fox is going to keep moving forward, not dissuaded by the damage at all. He is blind, and he's still out in the open. No one's seen him. That's a big, big kill from Seized. Molotov's being thrown out by the offense, but counter nades being utilized by Gambit. And Issa once again going to try and make his way in, but there's a player at Toxic. They know it. Behind the smoke, Doja, he fools them all. Hobbit chimes in as well. In this fast-paced B play, it worked earlier, but Gambit has adapted. They've shut it down now.
Yeah, very hard when that Barrels player is still alive and you've got someone still in the sewer in front. Definitely not easy. Now, Angel and Woxic, 2 versus 4. They need to get some more damage in. They can't really let Gambit get back in the economic game, and that can happen right now. They're completely locked in behind the pillar. There's Woxic taking down Mo somehow. Very, very good shot. Now trying to peek on out. Seized again on point with the double kill now, leaving Woxic alone. And you have to think that is probably the end of the round here. Going to be shot down from Hobbit. 5-8, so definitely much better defense. And I think it looked like Dead Fox won it because Seized throws out the grenade into the sewer tunnel.
Yeah.
Then he starts doing that same spam, which, by the way, we should point out, the spam that happened, do you remember the spam that goes in from like the T side of Monster to the L bend?
Yep.
That was actually Seized that came up with that as well.
Okay.
So seems just maybe he's just someone who just really enjoys overpass. Anyway, I think as he's doing that spam towards the sewer tunnel, Dead Fox is thinking, well, if he's going to be doing that, I'll just run in and kill him while he was doing it. So that almost worked. That was really close.
Yeah, it very much could have, and that's a nice little trick, little adjustment, especially because his teammates are throwing utility over Monster as well, so the 2 other defenders were at least momentarily. That might have worked, actually. Remember, the Dead Fox got super blind as well when he was about to turn that corner at Sandbags. He was stopped for like 2 or 3 seconds while he got unblind, and that's kind of when he falls. A lot of this has been, I mean, imagine that once Gambit gets the full losing bonus and can actually afford to buy everything they need. The counter nades have been great for these kind of fast B hits. And you know, HellRaisers, that's really what they exploited early on in this half. And now that that option is no longer there, do they have what it takes to overcome a full buy out of Gambit?
And this is where we have to look a bit to Angel. Figure out a way, something that can be used. They have Mo holding long by himself, and on the other side, a Dren by the other side of the restrooms. So that's the A defense at the moment. Pretty common setup. They are a little bit further back, which means HellRaisers will have to use fewer grenades to clear out all of this. You know, they don't have to sort of Molotov every corner because they haven't really run into anyone yet. A Dren with a slightly forward position, and Angel just an absolutely clean-cut headshot, crouching right into it. That's not bad at all. Seized has come in, but still, this is really going to thin out the defense.
Angel's great in those kind of fights. He's been having a very good event from what I've seen so far in his role. Issa's going to lead the way with Dead Fox behind him. Only 2 defenders here. Hobbit and Doja at the other bomb site. Here it comes. That smoke is a little bit late. The op adjustment is on time, though. Perfect onto Dead Fox. He knows he's being wrapped upon. Waiting for that peek out. Oh, he doesn't have the timing. It was there, but he misses it. He looks away at just the wrong moment, and now all the choke points are blocked off. Woxic has the bomb, though, and he just realizes it. I think someone yelled at him.
Don't want to lose around that way. Hobbit goes down. Doja with one great return. Got to be very careful here. They do challenge him, but maybe a little bit too overzealous, I would say. Woxic with the final, making it a triple for himself. And that's going to move into the 15th round, where in spite of everything Gambit have tried, they still just quite don't have the money to make this purchase really good. So a little bit upsetting, I think.
Yeah, they've got to be frustrated. They did. It's actually kind of surprising. They did string. I mean, it was only 2, but they did string them together. The previous round, they'd only lost 3 or 2 in each of those rounds. So would have thought they would have had a little bit more cash, but it's not to be. CZ on Hobbit. I mean, you can look at the weapons. Obviously, the big pain that they're going to have is the lack of nades, which have been so important to those 2 victories in the later stages. Mo going to be in the stairwell. Hobbit and C's doing what they can to make up for the lack of firepower, take over these short sewers. Hobbit's going to stay in that position. C's will fall back.
Very few grenades on the CT side. That should be a bell ringing for HellRaisers soon-ish, where they don't hear a single smoke, like nothing going on. They might be thinking, well, maybe they just don't have any. Oh, that's Angel almost getting that angle, and obviously Isa going to come in and have no problem clearing out that kill. Hobbit trying to fall back down to a position where you can maybe get a quick headshot on somebody. And Isa jumping to spot him out. Clever. Would have been nice. Bondik is coming in from the other side while the bomb is making its way onto the A-bomb site. So, let's see what happens here.
Question is, how much are they going to group up before they hit a bomb site? Because the bomb is out towards long A. So are they going to use Issa and Bondik as a fake? Dead Fox could be in trouble if he turns this corner. I think that's enough range, but he finds the kill into Doja. Maybe miscommunication. Maybe Doja thought he was covering that better, but it doesn't even really matter. He's not covering anything anymore. His head gets taken off. It's going to be a plant, and it should be a 10th round for HellRaisers, but C's has an M4, and Hobbit now has picked up a FAMAS. Although Bondik making sure there's no tricky business.
Yeah, just overall really good job. I mean, Dead Fox seems to be playing, like, noticeably better than he was yesterday, I think. He looks incredibly on point. He gets the first kill, but then the sort of the wide peak to actually fool that Mag 7 at close range. Everything worked out really well. He's going to get the final kill, making it a triple and a 10-5 scoreline.
I think it's just testament to this team coming in, and maybe the fact that Issa came in late. They just seem so focused, so much more on point with making sure everything's cleared, like not taking any kind of assumptions, you know? Like, you can get that first kill and then kind of swing into the site and say he's probably somewhere else, or, you know, I don't necessarily need to check anything nearly as hard, and he's prepared. And that happened a couple times throughout that half. But you got to say, thank God Issa got his visa. 18-8 for him.
Yeah, my God. I mean, what a big difference. But the team as a whole just looked really great. He's been having some amazing rounds, and if you're outshining Woxic, then that's a pretty good sign. It means you're doing something right. Second half coming up, obviously Gambit now kind of must win this pistol round. I feel like that has to happen. I think if they lose it, then it might be a quick, really quick first map.
Yeah, they could just get buried. Could be a runaway. There was that tug of war at the beginning of this half after, you know, Gambit did win the pistol, lost the second and third, and then won the fourth, and it just was back and forth, and that really put their economy in bad shape for the rest of the half. So, match starting up now, going live. The break is over. We'll see what they have in store for us. HellRaisers, I'll be interested to see how they play this kind of CT pistol, because I remember Gambit had a Dren push up long all on himself and just gain so much information. Will HellRaisers do anything aggressive is kind of the question at the moment.
They have armor on almost everybody. I always think when you get that and you don't have like sort of too much, there's a smoke and a little bit on Hobbit. Always makes you think it's either going to be really fast or it's going to be sort of a contact type play, you know?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, why have all that armor? Oh. Waiting right now. Woxic is moving up and he's in a lot of trouble. Already dinked down. Gets a headshot on a Dren regardless. That's so annoying.
That's huge, because it almost felt like he was just going to go down for free. Great
it seemed
kill.
like they knew that. Like they were delaying and then they sort of pushed up, and they're pushing on the other side as well.
Yeah, this is sick. Issa and Bondik. Issa helps him push up, but Bondik is stopped, which is not good. And actually, Angel and Dead Fox going to be caught in no man's land out towards long. What a tough fight to win. What an awkward timing to that. Dead Fox is going to be alone against 3, and Bondik is so far away. That smoke's not going to do enough. Doja finds the kill running forward, and Issa still at the B bomb site.
That was a good job on Doja. Just making sure that he couldn't get the angle to try to find back through the smoke. That was just always going to be nearly impossible. So smart attempt from HellRaisers to push outside of B, but it was just mistimed with the fact that it was about to be chaos on A.
I'm more confused about the push from the Woxic over towards Fountain. Like, why is he all alone there, like so committed? Because if you're going to be alone, why not go over towards Picnic? Yeah. Where you have cover, and you can also still fall back to a certain degree, or you have time to make the decision. Nice shot by Issa as a little parting gift.
Yeah, very, very good job indeed. And trying to push all the way out, get maybe a couple... No, I'm not going to get that kill. Just wants to save the armor, and fair play to him. 10-6. Gambit win the pistol rounds. That means we're headed definitely in the right direction for them. I think that was the first condition for them getting back into the game. Definitely they can. Oh, but Scout being purchased. 3 CSET 75s and the Deagle there on Isa. Think we're going to see some 1 Deeks from him this round?
That'd be cool. I haven't really seen him play too much, so I'm happy he got here because
Me neither.
Yeah, I've heard good things. Woxic going to be all alone with the Scout. He's pushing deep into long A, but he wants to take maybe 1 shot and get back. It's just a oh God, Jesus, see ya.
He's absolutely gone. Some rough rounds for Adren here.
Yeah, he's put in his place, isn't he?
That's just really outrageous. I mean, you're in the middle of nowhere with that Scout. If you miss that shot, then you might as well just sort of throw it on the ground and just give up.
It's a long way back, isn't it? And that MAC-10 could have tagged him up. I can't believe he just stayed up there. I don't know how he survived that. 1 HP.
He's a little bit crazy, isn't he? Maybe that's the explanation. Dead Fox close with the CSET 75, and he's going to take a kill on Doja easily. Picks up the AK-47 and takes down Mo. An absolute disaster here for Gambit. We were just celebrating the fact that they were getting back in the game, but now it's almost all falling apart there. Hobbit probably should have gone down, but he gets a double kill instead. Still not an easy position. And now Woxic, who's stolen the AK, sees it coming. Hobbit, he did spot it out, I think. He's still going to get his face taken off with 1 health left. Seized, coming in from the other side, and now in a 1 versus 2.
What a weird round. Trades, but all the fights are taking place away from the bomb sites. He's actually pushes up to clear a corner, but he doesn't have the bomb. He's got to go all the way back for it. Meanwhile, just over 20 seconds on the clock. So where does C's choose to go? He's going to go back towards long A, into the bathroom, and he can't walk at all. So Issa's going to have all this information. Bondik is going to have to rotate soon.
Yeah, he's done.
I don't think he can. Can he make it?
I'm 100% sure he can't.
It doesn't matter. He can't plant even if he does make it. So
yep,
yeah.
Like that was never going to work. That's a little bit mad. And now the 1D comes in, Moses, just at the end.
And it's after the time as well.
Yep.
C's only has $350, so...
Look at Angel laughing. He's just having a great time.
Ooh, look at the coach. Tell him to calm it down.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to see that.
Good. I like that. Don't let him celebrate. Just... No, but not too early. I think it's I actually think that's an important part of it, because
oh God,
when emotions end up running really high, you know that can really backfire.
It's been a topic of conversation that we've touched on a bunch. We've kind of stayed away from it lately because it just feels like it's kind of it's a little bit of a tired discussion of the highs and lows of getting too excited when you win and too depressed when you lose.
It was sort of exemplified when Australia started doing timeouts after winning rounds to get the adrenaline down, right? And they even said that in interviews. That was what they were sort of doing.
Or when they started taking timeouts when they were up 15-3 over their opponents. Yeah,
that's good. That's really good. I like, especially like that.
That was good banter, wasn't it?
So yeah, good job on Jonta making sure that they're going to be doing that. Dead Fox falling back, and Mo still going to be able to run him down. So he loses the MP9, which is a little bit frustrating, but not really the end of the world. Now they just have to hold a bomb site, and I don't mind Woxic falling back from this. I'd rather he give up the bomb plant here than give up the M4 and maybe lose the round.
No, but it is weird because Angel's here. They could have stayed aggressive, and now they go back for it. Issa's going to hear all this information as they come down to the door. Dren is there. 3 players going to follow up behind him. Bondik as well. This is a dirty crossfire they have set up. Bondic gets one and just hides, but he's currently not looking that way. There's the one kill. Here's the peek from Bondic. He needs more than one. He needs two or to survive, and he does just that. 35 seconds left in the clock. C's walking up long A, and they haven't committed to the B bomb site yet. That's a big, big fight to win for HellRaisers. Hobbit and Doja thought they had a way to rotate back, and it's kind of taken away from them.
Yeah, that crossfire looked like it was going to be dead on perfect, but somehow they managed to mess up the timing a little bit, and it almost cost them. Woxic getting one, and now there's only 15 seconds. So he can just wait behind this truck for a while until his teammate shows up, and then there's going to be trouble for Hobbit trying to run it down. He's going to get the one kill. C-set 75 out, but there's just no time to get a gun all the way out, and Bondic will take him down. So another round for HellRaisers.
He almost fooled Bondic there at the end.
Yeah.
Bondic was going to go for that peek. He figured Hobbit would fall back and maybe try and get the plant. Obviously not knowing he didn't have the bomb quite yet, but 12-6. That was a buy from Gambit, and they're going to go right back into it, Anders.
You know who we should do more interviews with in the future, Moses?
Who's that?
Angel.
Yeah?
I think he's a really good interview subject, and he's just a really likable guy. So just get him in front of the camera.
I mean, he's certainly. It's so interesting because I think a lot of people don't necessarily follow like these specific like CIS region teams, as HellRaisers isn't like the most visible squad, as it has been in the past. But I mean, of all the like, with all the issues that some of the CIS teams have had recently, he's been the player who's been called upon as like the best possible solution to give a shot.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is now, if some of these teams go to him at this point and he has a HellRaisers team that's able to cause upsets and able to do damage in professional competitions, it's like your opportunity to bring him away is kind of gone.
Yeah, I must say, before Woxic joined this lineup and sort of the previous iteration of this, where it was like, I guess, Dead Fox and Bondic and Angel, I had really grown like a little bit frustrated with HellRaisers. Like, I felt like whenever they showed up in the tournament, it was almost bound to be sort of like an almost immediate exit, and it was just like, it was getting really weird, you know. I had no idea where the project was going, and I just felt like I couldn't really keep up anymore. But this is super exciting. I'm really happy that they're playing this well, and it's just a joy to watch it. Seas, though, will take down Dead Fox, obviously, just as we're praising them. And now they're going to be swift on that A bomb site. Gambit turning up the speed a bit and running down Woxic. Everybody getting caught by surprise. It's all seized. Triple headshot to clear out the whole bomb site. Yeah, more of that, Moses. That's the way back in.
Yeah, I think they were all caught off guard by that AK-47 buy. Seized obviously taking down Dead Fox first, and then I believe it was Woxic who couldn't find a comfortable position inside the bomb site. So great shots from Seized.
Have you noticed how many times just in this one game this has happened? Someone who's playing truck on a bomb site gets flanked from long, like or they at least lose control of that side by the bank, and they just have no chance at all. That seems like the sort of thing that you can plan for. You know what I'm saying? If that ever happens again, I'm going to, throw a smoke to my side, or I'm going to flash my way into them, or I'm going to do something like.
It's not an easy thing just because there's not a lot of cover there, and you have no safe place if you ever need to like reload or just gather yourself for a half second. There's, especially when pistols are on the field, as there was in that round, because he was kind of forced into an awkward peak because of a pistol player getting into the site that faster than he expected, and because of the increased mobility of the pistols, obviously over the M4s when you're kind of running sideways and everything like that.
Yeah,
awkward situation.
Yeah, it really is, but it seems to sort of be repeating itself, Yeah. So I was wondering,
I guess the only solution is to have a teammate there.
Yeah,
have a second body. Maybe your double rifle setup. You want to hold two rifles in each hand.
That's it. Yeah. The dual wield.
That's the one.
Trying with the scout. I think he did some damage to Adren. That spam that Seized was just doing is the one that we were talking about earlier. That he came up with, or at least the first time I ever saw it used was him. So, and now he's discovered another one on the other side. It's all good. 5-round gap for Gambit. It doesn't sound like that much, but I would say on overpass it is kind of a significant gap. I think it shouldn't be too easy for them to close this one.
Well, I mean, they have a real chance here to do it. It could get easier if they're able to win this round. Issa, this is a big fight, and he can't win it. Great job by Seized. He's really come on point with some of these shots recently. Bondic up next. Seized is going to clear that up, but can't win it. Angel's here now to kind of distract Bondic trying to live, and that's a good kill. Buys Bondic more time. He's going to come through the smoke, though. He's going to make his play right now. Doesn't want to wait whatsoever. There's a kill for him. A follow-up on Hobbit. It's just down to Mo. 1v1.
He's picked up the AK-47. He's looking the wrong way. Bondic crouched behind that box, and That was a quad kill for Bondic, even stopping the bomb in the middle of all of that. Just a great round. And because no bomb plant, only really 2 out of the 5 can buy AKs on Gambit side. They will.
That's an absolute disaster. That was the comeback right there. If Gambit had won that, HellRaisers is out of money, and then all of a sudden you have a couple, not easy but easier. I wanted to go back to this, Anders.
Go on.
When you said you were kind of frustrated with that HellRaisers experience, I think I was kind of curious about it when they brought Bondic over from Flipside.
Yeah.
Because he at the time they brought him over, he was kind of like the badass of Flipside, and then he kind of faded away a little bit in HellRaisers. But yeah, it's been cool to see this project put together over time, right?
I agree. Yeah, and I had the same feeling that he came in here and then it was like it wasn't really that interesting, you know. But yeah, it is super cool. I guess it is a good reminder that when people do try these projects, that you have to give them a little bit of time to work out.
Like one thing we haven't seen too much in esports and even in Counter-Strike to a certain degree is like kind of these long-term team projects, right? Like when you make a team, you're usually picking up like a lineup, and then it's very rarely changed. And if you do, sometimes it's 2 or 3 players at a time. But these one by one, as you pick them up as you go, has turned out to be successful, at least for HellRaisers. Rush coming towards the B bomb site. Mo has to come through that smoke, so does Seas, and Angel is just going to destroy everyone. And actually, everyone on HellRaisers is going to destroy everyone on Gambit, and it's 14-7. And I think now, with that investment and that call, Gambit's just kind of they're out of runway, aren't they?
Yeah, there's really not much left. Playing about to just run all the way off and into the sea. Oh. That was a perfectly timed smoke. That couldn't have been any better. And what are Gambit going to do if the people coming in from the L bend stop because of the smoke? Then the other people coming in for the monster tunnel are just wondering, well, okay, so great, thanks.
They're doing it again, just a straight up B rush.
Yeah. This time they have to stop for the Molotov, so that means half of them are running in first, and the other ones are sort of waiting off by the side. That is a friendly grenade, I think, on Bondic. Yeah, that's not good at all. But Angel still gets a kill on Mo, and Bondic gonna follow up, inspired by all the damage at his feet, to get a quick double kill. And Adren now smoked off, blocked off in just every way off from where the bomb is.
Every off you can think of. Yeah.
Walled off Moses, if you want to get political.
This was completely blind when he throws that grenade. I think that's got to be lesson number 1: is don't throw grenades when you can't see anything.
Yeah, I think the army teaches you that as well. I think that's one of the.
I would imagine that's the day 1 thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, we're gonna start with softballs, so they're not real, and then later on, when we take the blindfold off, we'll give you the real grenades. 15-7, and moving into the 23rd round, and they're so confident, HellRaisers, even though they know there's going to be a buy of some sorts. They've still got the UMP and the MP9, and Woxic will take down Adren. So now, I mean, this is just an outrageous performance from HellRaisers.
You talked about earlier that we've seen a number of times Adren just get obliterated in this game, and he's having a really tough one. He's down at 6-17, which is.
That hardly ever happens.
Yeah, it's probably difficult for him to deal with. Former major MVP from PGL Krakow, obviously, and an incredible player towards the second half of last year, having a really, really tough start to this game. Mo's made the turn onto Woxic behind him, and that allows Doja to open things up. They still haven't been able to take the bomb site, and even if they did, someone left the bomb at the slide.
You're always got to be a little bit careful about that. Seized has actually managed to make his way down onto the site. There's almost no way in which Bondic is going to be checking this position. You could see all of his focus is somewhere else, and Seized wants more. In fact, he's going to stab Bondic. That's so greedy, but you have to think it sends a bit of a message. Now he's down and just waiting for the bomb to show up, which will be happening right about now. They've got to be careful because Iser's up on top. It is with the UMP in long range. We'll see if he could do anything about it. Going to walk right into Doja, picking up a double kill, and Angel will go down. Great round, especially for Doja. But I think Seized, even it's 1 kill, and the movement is enough, right?
It's the positioning and the boldness from Seized that really kind of saves that. It actually, I mean, let's not even focus on only Seized, but I forget who it was towards the A-bomb site who made that kind of play. I think it was Mo, who walked all the way up long A and just wraps around into the site and is able to kill Woxic from behind. That was a big part of the puzzle for HellRaisers that's taken out of the action.
Did he lean into the stab in real life when he did that? It looked like he sort of...
Do you think he turns his body out when he plays Mario Kart?
Exactly. Or tries.
Is he one of those people?
Tries to look around the corner of his screen when, yeah, something like that. That is funny. Double AWP now. Dead Fox and Woxic, and then obviously more on the other side with one. So they would have to make just an incredible comeback here, Gambit. It just doesn't seem likely. It feels like HellRaisers is so much on point, and there's Dead Fox challenging the fire, and Woxic also taking down Mo. So the best start possible here for HellRaisers. 5 versus 3, and Bondic down on the other side. So Gambit really trying their best, but this is just the HellRaisers that, there are going to be quite a few teams, I think, that might be a little bit scared to play them at this level. Yeah,
you got to be looking at this and saying this is impressive, and certainly a team that you'll have to study and look into before the matchup. The double op setup getting immediate returns. Doja, last one left. 1 versus 5. He's already got 1. Still 100 HP and right through the wall. But he's not ready for Angel to be there. So putting Gambit on notice, I guess, would be kind of the byline of this match. 16-8 is a big victory off of a good start on the T side.
That's so many high fives. Maybe. Can we get a replay that some of them must have high fived each other more than once?
There's 7 people there.
Yeah.
How many high fives would that be?
Each
person will have to give 6.
Can we get someone who's like
42? 42 high fives.
Mathematician who can help you. Are you sure about that?
No. Not even close, actually.
That's good. That's good. What a victory for HellRaisers. Absolutely well done. I think they really, really fought for it. I'm sure there was definitely a time when it looked like Gambit were mentally a little bit out of it. One round where they sort of got to check a bunch of corners and sort of walked into fights with their knives out, or at least switching guns, which is a little bit weird. But ultimately, I'm just so impressed. Like that was a real joy to watch. I feel like it's been a long time since I've been able to say that about HellRaisers, but I really, really enjoyed this.
That was super cool. Woxic and Anissa.
Yeah.
Are really fun players to watch.
Yeah, they are. But it's like when they work well, you see sort of like Angel and Dead Fox and everybody else. Like it's just like the whole team gets pulled with that.
It's part of it's all about the pieces to the puzzle, right? Like obviously those two guys coming in, like Issa was kind of being a little bit more of an entry player on the T side. So like if he's creating, then it allows the kind of experienced players behind him to really have a lot of space to work with. So they seem to be working really well together right now.
What an absolute joy. I'm sure the desk will have been enjoying that. Yeah. And we'll get to them after a break, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
LootBet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join LootBet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit and grab your bonus.
Don't know how to build a team from scratch or find good teammates? DreamTeam.gg, the ultimate team building platform. Find and connect with new players, coaches and teams. Manage and monetize your team. Get on fast track to advance from novice to amateur and, if desired, to professional gamer. Join DreamTeam.gg today.
You still always a monster, Tom!